So welcome once again to another exciting video lesson on my YouTube channel, Maestro Science Guide. In today's video lesson, we are going to be looking at something very important in the world of biology, and that is the organization of life. This is one of the most basic foundational topics every biological student needs to scale through in their biology examinations from the O-level, the WAEC, the NECO, JAM, even as well as to the post-UTME level, all right? Even those that are also preparing for their nursing entrance examination, this topic is also very paramount to those students. All right, now what then is organization of life? Organization of life can be simply defined as the existence. Organization of life is the existence of life from single-celled organism to multicellular organism. All right, the existence of life from single-celled organism to what multicellular now organism with complex forms that perform different functions. All right, so organization of life give us this hierarchy. All right, from single cell to what multicellular. All right, having a complex form that perform what different functions. Now this is what we can refer to as division of labor. All right, division of labor. Now one important thing we will need to establish is the fact that organization of life, first and foremost, what is the basic unit of life? Now you should know as a biology student that the basic functional unit of life is the cell. All right, so cell is the basic functional unit of life. Right, cell is the basic functional unit of life, the most basic functional unit of life, that is the cell. All right, so having established this, so now it therefore means that to move from a single cell organism to a multicellular organism, that has to do with cells coming together. All right, that is organization of life. It has to do with the organization or the rearrangement of what now cells to now result in a multicellular organisms with complex forms. All right, now let us look at the levels of organization. Levels of organization. Now the levels of organization of life. We know life begins from the cell, but let us go back to how come about cells. All right, so now first the levels of organization. First we have the macromolecules. From the macromolecules we have organelles. From organelles we have cells. Cells we have tissues. From tissues we have organs. From organs we have what? Systems. And from systems therefore have what? Organism. All right, so we'll stop here, but it's also more than this. After organism we have population. After population we have community, and so on and so forth. All right, so this is what we have for this. Now what then is a macromolecule? Now listen, macromolecules, they don't give life, but they build up life. All right, now there's an aspect of biology that has to do with the study of macromolecules. Right, that aspect of biology is what is called biochemistry. All right, biochemistry. So biochemistry uses the chemical nature of life, the chemical molecules of life, to explain life itself. That is what biochemistry is all about. So biochemistry uses chemicals, all right, to explain life. So that is what we can see under the macromolecules. Now under the macromolecules we are referring to compounds. All right, We're referring to compounds, chemical compounds that are very essential to life. That is for the macromolecules, chemical compounds that are essential to life. Now, the word macro, okay, so they are not small molecules, but rather they are regarded as what? Giant molecules. Okay, some are polymers. All right, so that is macromolecules. Now, what are examples of macromolecules? So, what are examples of compounds, chemical compounds that falls under the macro molecule level of organization? So, the first we have, there are several examples. We have the vitamins, we have the hormones, we have the carbohydrates. Meanwhile, I have dropped a video on carbohydrate. Please do check out that video. All right. So we have carbohydrates. We have proteins. We have the nucleic acids as well. Nucleic acids. What are examples of the nucleic acids? DNA and RNA. Then we also have others. Okay. So these are the macromolecules of life. All right. Now, having talked about this, now let us go into the organelles. Now, what are organelles? Listen, organelles can be simply defined. Pay attention. Organelles can be simply defined as small compartment within a cell where biochemical processes of the cell takes place. All right, so there are compartments, okay, inside the cell where biochemical processes of the cell takes place. Those are organelles. So it therefore means that inside the cell we have what? Organelles. All right. Now, what are examples of these organelles? What are examples of these organelles? Examples of organelles. We have the mitochondria. We have the vacuole of plants. Okay, vacuole present in plants. We also have the chloroplast, which is only present in green plants. We have endoplasmic reticulum. We have the endoplasmic reticulum. We have the Golgi body, or you can also be referred to as the Golgi vesicles. Then we also have the nucleus, and so on. These are examples of organelles. They are examples of organelles. Okay, please, I repeat the definition of an organelle. An organelle is a small compartment within the cell where biochemical processes of the cell takes place. All right, so that is what an organelle is. So these are examples of organelles. There are a lot more. We also have the ribosomes, right? We also have the ribosomes. Okay, ribosomes and etc. All right, now in this video I'm not going to go into the functions of this organelle. All right, functions of this organelle will be discussed in another video lesson. So please make sure you are subscribed to this YouTube channel and you turn on your notification bell so that anytime I drop a video you'll be the first to get it. All right, so this is what we have, all right, for the organelles. Now let's go into the cell proper. Remember, we talked about the fact that the cell is the basic functional unit of life. All right, and there's a cell theory that simply states that there is no life apart from the life of a cell. All right, so that will tell you the importance of a cell. Okay, now when we are talking about cell, we've already defined it already, that it is the basic functional unit of life. Now, where you usually see questions, all right, in exam conditions, they asking you which of the following is not found in the cellular level of organization, or you get questions like which of the following is found in the cellular level of organization. All of those things. All right. So we are going to go into that area right now. So, what are examples of cells? Examples of cells. Examples of cells includes, we have a zygote. Now, what is a zygote? A zygote simply means fertilized egg. Alright, fertilized egg. And there's an examination body by the name JAM. Alright, they've asked this question before. Okay, a fertilized egg is also known as, you say, a zygote. So a zygote exists at the cellular level of organization. So which is what? A fertilized egg. Alright, so the gametes, maybe male and female gametes, alright? The male and female gametes, which includes the sperm and egg cell. The sperm and egg cell, they are found in the cellular level of organization. Alright? So we also have unicellular organisms like euglena. This is also a cell. Chlamydomonas. This also exists at the cellular level of organization. Alright, we also have amoeba. We have paramecium. We have the blood cells. The blood cells, which comprises of erythrocytes, leukocytes, and thrombocytes. Okay, so we even have the rods and cones in the eyes. So they are also exist at the cellular level of organizations. All right, cones and rods of the eyes, they are also found in the cellular level of organization. All right, so there are other examples for it, but I think we're going to stop here. All right, so you have to master this. Okay, so these are the most popular examples you actually come across. Now, I'll just give you an hint. When you are going through your test, when you are reading through your textbook and you talk about something is a cell, just know that that thing exists in the cellular level of organization. Anything that is a cell, all right, exists at the cellular level of organization. All right, so let's go into the tissue. Now, how do we get tissue? Now, listen, a tissue, all right, a tissue is formed when two or more cells, all right, which are similar, two or more similar cells performing the same function forms a tissue. Two or more similar cells performing the same function forms a tissue. All right, two or more similar cells performing the same function forms a tissue. Now let's talk about the tissue. Now we said a tissue is formed, all right, when similar cells performs same function. Similar cells perform the same function forms what? Tissue. Now, what are examples of tissues? What are examples of tissues? Now, you have to pay attention to the examples. Very important. Now, examples of tissue, we have the muscle, we have the bones, we have the implants, we have the vascular system. All right, you can also call it vascular system or vascular tissues. All right, so let's just refer to it as vascular tissues. And when we're talking about the vascular tissues in plants, we're talking about xylem and phloem. All right, then we also have the blood. The blood is also a tissue. Now, ligaments and tendons. Ligaments and tendons, they are also tissues. Even the hair, the human hair is also a tissue. All right, the human hair, it is best fit under the tissue level of organization, because now what is the hair? Hair are simply what? Dead cells. Hair is formed by dead keratinocytes, and keratinocytes are cells in the skin that produces what? Keratin. So those dead keratinocytes come together to form what? The hair. So hair is correctly placed at the tissue level of organization. Alright, now let's look at the organ, right? An organ is group of cells, or you say collection of tissues rather, not cells, collection of tissues. Organ is what? Collection of tissues performing same function. Collection of tissues performing what? Same function forms. Collection of tissues performing the same function forms what? Organs. Now, what are examples of organs that we have in the human body? We have the heart, not just the human body, both in plants and in animals. So we have the heart, we have the roots of plants, right? The roots of plants. We have the stems, we have the leaves, right? All of these are plants. So we have heart, we have lungs, right? We have the liver, we have the sense organs in man, in animals, sense organs. So what are examples of the sense organs? We have the eyes, the skin, the nose, the ear, and the tongue. These are the 5 senses of man: the eyes, the nose, the skin, the ear, and the tongue. They make up what? The sense organs. All right, so that's it, sense organs. The sense organs include all of those things already listed. All right, so we have the liver, we have stomach, we have so many others. Okay, now an examination body some years ago asked the question, says the heart of a black horse, the heart of a black horse is found in what level of organization? That is very easy. All right, nothing, we have no business to do with what? The black horse. What is stated there is the heart. So the heart of a black horse is found in what? The organ level of organization. So the heart of animals is at the organ level of organization. So the heart, the root, the stems, the leaf, the lung, the liver, the sense organs, the stomach, all of these, they are found in the organ level of organization. Some are present in plants, some are also present in animals. All right, so all of this, even the pancreas, adding the pancreas also part of it, and there are others too. All right, then we talk about the system. Now, what's the system? A system is formed from the collection of organs performing the same function. Collection of organs performing what? The same functions. So what are examples of systems we have? What are the examples of the systems we have? We have a lot. Now we have the excretory system. We have the digestive system. We have reproductive system. We have the respiratory system. We even have the circulatory system. It's also part of it, the circulatory system, and any other systems, even in plants. Okay, you can see you can have things like transport system in plants. All right, transport in plants. Transport system of plant comprises of tissues and other organs that help to do it. Then we also have a lot of other systems. Okay, we have a lot of other systems now that we can look at. So once you just hear the word systems, all right, be circulatory system, transport, which is also called transport system, digestive system, excretory system, all of these are part of what now? The system level of organization. So collection of systems form what? An organism. Alright? So collection of systems forms an organism. So we are already at the end of this topic. Now, one thing I would like to point out is you need to understand, all right? You need to understand something about plants. Now, in plants, if you hear the word flower, what does flower actually mean? A flower simply is a reproductive organ of flowering plants. So the reproductive organ of a flowering plant is simply called a flower. It is different from the word flowering plant. So a flowering plant is a plant that produces flower. The flower is an organ possessed by flowering plant for sexual reproduction. Alright? It is involved in what? Reproduction. So the flower is a reproductive organ. So it therefore means that the difference between a flower and a flowering plant is that a flower is an organ, while a flowering plant is an organism that produces what? Flower. So thank you very much for watching this video to this point. Please, if you know you enjoyed this video lesson, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on your notification bell so that you get notified anytime I drop a single video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next episode.